Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got 1 versus 1 on Battle Marshes. On the other side, as the Orks, we've got Den Superman. Upon our northern side, as the Chaos Space Marines, we've got Medrengard. Medrengard will be opening with triple Cultist, a Heretic, and a Chaos Temple for his opening. Whereas Den Superman is going to go for a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, and a Boys Hut. So here we are, lots of spikes. Lots of close combat potential. Lots of angry men just going around. Well, orcs and men, I suppose. Going around and bashing people in the face. And we are seeing a Raptor squad opening from Medrengard, which I don't think is the standard opening up against the orcs. But on a map like Battle Marshes, with lots of these little nooks and crannies to be jumping over, definitely a good thing. And I suppose up against the orcs, you always know full well that you will see a squad of shooter boys out in the early game. So some Raptors coming over, slap them down, is not a bad shout. Could also do with a Chaos Lord coming out as well, just to 1v1 the Big Mech. We might, be able to hold his own in close combat, but in a 1v1 against a Lore Lord, surprisingly enough, isn't exactly the biggest, beefiest boy going on. Oh my goodness, my gracious, is that a cool dude in sunglasses? What you got for your banner? You've got a... Hold on, that's a terrible example. You've got another dude in sunglasses. Is this a reference? Is this a meme? Am I too old for memes? Probably. One thing I'm not too old for is, but I mean, look at on the bottom right side, it's player support. Never too old for them. I mean, I'm too old to play to paint half the time. No, I don't have kids. I've got no excuse. I just don't have time. But with these guys, they can do some professional painting and some professional printing for you. So check them out. Description below and all that jazz. And thank you for supporting the channel. Yeah, these Raptors are being a bit of a mischief, being a bit of a nuisance. We'll see a bigger listing post being placed on top of that external one, just for defensive reasons. Listing post has just been popped down on here. Not to be finished, but just to prevent the Raptors from getting a decap on there. But good lord, these Grots are not having the best of times. Thankfully, some Slugger Boys engaging in the range department, just to keep away from the chain swords of these Raptors. Big Mech is also doing the same as well. Powerful Slugger. And the models will fall down quick and fast from these Raptors. Very glass cannony. Love to do the damage, but hate to take it as well. And yeah, losing a fair few models there. So we'll fall back, and then we'll be shot by the big listing post. Oh dear, come on, be gentle to him. They just wanted to come in and kill, maim, and burn. That's all they wanted to do. That was what was on their Christmas list. Over here, the shooter boys going up against the cultists just as they finish capturing the relic. Oh, they're going to turn around and stop them in close combat. Losing one model. And in close combat, the cultists will actually win this. If the Slugger Boys, Shooter Boys, will not turn around to decap, because the listing post has been placed on it. So actually, Plus might have a bit of a difficult time in this engagement. Over here, the whole combat is about to be had. The Chaos Lord joining the fray, and his mainstay will be to find that Big Mech wherever he is, to get him down. I don't know if the Big Mech's teleported over yet. I imagine he has, just to keep the aggression on par. And you'd think from the size of the Big Mech, he's a big bad man. He's joined the Sluggers just to avoid the damage incoming, but the Chaos Lord is not taking no for an answer. Although taking a fair bit of damage in response. Morale being broken. And the Big Mech stricken down. That was not an engagement in favour for the Orcs there. Well, never mind, there's a couple more Sluggers. Where'd you come from? I thought you all died. Well, they're alive now. But from how much longer? That's only for the ruinous powers to decide. Also got the cultists with their glowy eyes, just in case they need to spot any infiltrated grots knocking around. And Den Superman speaking hieroglyphics, I imagine. Expressing his consternation and dislike for the whole situation. Who could blame him? He's just basically lost an army on the right-hand side. But we'll be pressing in. Oh, is this a... Well, that's a cool banner. Iron within, iron without. The flesh is weak, etc, etc. Or is that the Iron Hands? That's the Iron Hands, isn't it? I always get them confused. It's just, one of them should sue the other for plagiarism. Get things changed. I've got a war banner, upgraded listing post, and a pile of guns. Place is now a choke point. We'll make it a little bit more difficult for the Force of Chaos to push through there. We've actually got 2 squads of shooter boys. Is this 2 squads? It is indeed 2 squads. We'll be forced back by the Raptors and Cultists. We'll need to regain that big mech. The Orks do very much rely on having a big mech in their unit composition. Throughout the entirety of the game, really. Some factions, they can kind of, you know, leave it if they fancy not having to rely on a commander, but the Orks definitely require their big mech just for the maneuverability and such. Also, when you join some lads, increase their morale. Also, that Ork mob bonus is more easily to gain if you have the big mech in there. Some Storm Boys. And what is your mission? It seems just to be kind of a similar function as the Raptors, moving around and being a bit of a pain. One heretic hobbling his way on over. There's prime real estate for the Storm Boys to crack on open. Going to get the knobs out as well. Denying that listing post on the left-hand side. Shield Boys now have the big shooters, which will be a difficult state of affairs for the Chaos Space Marines. Raptors can jump on one of them, but if Den Superman separates these boys out nicely, that will avoid the one single Raptor squad from tying up both squads, but actually, they're just edging together. If you pardon the phrasing, Storm Boys going in toe-to-toe with the Cultists. Listing post has been abandoned by the Heretic for the moment. The Cults will not be winning that engagement. And Chaos just falling back a little bit. You don't really need to, I suppose, engage at the moment. They've got the listing post over here. Might potentially get this one on this side as well if the Cultists can do something about it. Heretic going to sneak in between everyone. Hopes that no one notices him. Oh no, goes back into the bushes. That's unfortunate for him. Orks have noticed the listing post here. And actually, if the Shield Boys move on into here, that might be a potential for the Orks, well, sorry, the Chaos Space Marines to come around the backside and, you know, block off the exit. Again, if you pardon the phrasing. Loads of poor phrasing going on here today. There they are. Charging on in. One grenade. Knocks a few guys over. Distant shooters being tied up, and the grenade launchers just to keep the Shooter Boys on the floor for the moment. So Shooter's feeling a bit less than ideal in this situation. Big Mech has finally been finished. Well, it did seem like there was a powerful firing line. The Orks, it's now less established. Yeah, you've lost a good chunk of lads in there. Grot's there. Been spotted by the Tainted Auspex before then falling back. So now at the moment Space Marines have got the cover advantage with that heavy cover bonus. Chaos Lord thinking about coming out his plasma pistol to see what he can do. Big Mech doing the same. There's one negative about the Big Mech is that you can't really upgrade his shooting weapon. Not in vanilla anyway. Triple war banners on the left hand side. And some more Storm Boys. What did the rest of the Storm Boys do? Where have you gone? Oh, you're still fighting over this. Now got some Chaos Space Marines there. Which will be harder for them to shake away. But you know what? They're going to give it a good old college try. Showing them the business. Mad choppers. But Cultists with grenade launchers coming in to do some bad stuff to them. There we go. Put them in raid stance. They're only going to go for one. Oh no, you're going to auto-reinforce that. Fair enough. Orks now on the offensive. Big Med does a teleport around the flanks. Focuses down the Cultists. Very beautiful squad wipe going on there. Storm Boys to keep the traitor Astartes occupied. Is that going to be a potential squad wipe? It is indeed. What seemed like a really strong platform for the Chaos Space Marines to assault from has now kind of crumbled around them. They'll need to get some extra bits of bobs out. Tier 2 is on the way. Current economy is 80 and 10 compared to 86 and 20. Orks, where are you economic-wise? Oh, you're in Tier 2 now. So actually, Chaos Space Marines are a little bit behind technologically. But you've spent all your money on other gubbins as well. More Chaos Space Marines, more upgrades on listing posts as well. Just to counteract the loss of one of their person left hand side. And soon to be two, actually. So that makes sense. To get those upgrades in. Yeah, Chaos focusing so much on the relic over on this side that they've not really been able to hold their forces on the left hand side of the map. I've got some flamers on the Raptors to get some good morale breaking. Yeah, Chaos certain on the back foot at the moment. This poor heretic over here, bless him. What's your POV at the moment? Oh yeah, look at that. They're none the wiser. If we just crouch down. If you can't see them, they can't see you. That's how it works. Shaking like a shitting dog in the corner. Well, there we go. Purge the wink for an increased health pool for everyone. Perhaps getting the crits in. Relic has been captured on the right-hand side. But this is just an incredibly large Orc army in comparison to the Chaos forces. Aspiring champions and heavy bolters might be a good idea, but you've got the Stormboys tie you up. Also got some tank busters, not infiltrated at the moment, but undoubtedly they will be soon. So vehicles might be a hard option for the Chaos Space Marines to go for at the moment. Chaos Temple has been brought down low, which will force the Chaos Space Marines to react. Double grenade has been thrown in. Very nice explosive volley. And everyone goes a bit bonkers, a little bit doolally. Grenade launch is a nice little touch as well. That forces the Orks to go back, but they've killed the Chaos Temple. That's a minor gain for them. That's a really small economy that the Chaos Space Marines have to work with at the moment. Stormboys now using their maneuverability to slice away at some more listing posts. With every defense that the Chaos Space Marines make, the Orks just slice off another piece of the chaotic pie. This post goes down, but Stormboys doing what they can. And do they have the numerical advantage? I don't think they do, actually. No, the Stormboys being squad wiped as another assault begins on the left-hand side. Seems like everyone's just giving up on the right for now. And it seems like there's an even army size at the moment. The lack of Stormboys. There's one squad of Stormboys, obviously, but those double Stormboys would have given the Shooter Boys plenty of space, but there's only one squad of them now. Now we've got the War Truck. No anti-vehicle for the Force of Chaos at the moment. We'll need to either take into vehicles or into the Demon Summoning Pit. Not quite keen to move too far forward at the moment. Just some Stormboys doing the good old-fashioned maneuver around. I mean, there's plenty of gubbins to be capturing on this side. Chaos Sorcerer to... yeah, that's not a bad idea. Can detect infiltrated units. Maybe force the big mech or one of the other squads to stand still for a little bit. While this increasing amount of firepower brings them down. It's coming into repair. Been blasted apart. It's so fragile. Only 100 health per model in that squad. Just moving a little bit forward. Narrowly avoiding that Gandalf strike. But even with no anti-vehicle, managing to scare away that War Truck for now. Sorcerer Lord, or just Chaos Sorcerer even, teleports away. Now comes the Machine Pit. So, at the moment, we've got, yeah, the Orks have just kind of just sat on the lowest possible amount of Tier 2 population cap for now. Whereas Chaos are... I mean, I suppose the main thing for Chaos at the moment is just trying to really regain your economy. Don't get me wrong, I think keeping the pressure on is a good idea, but You've yet to rebuild your listening post. Or even upgrade these on the back. I mean, you've upgraded one on the back lines, but you're upgrading a couple more. Or making the other relic a priority. There's a Hell Talon. And you could just send one Hell Talon into the base and do some damage, and that will split the attention of Den Superman. Would that be enough? In the current context, in the current climate of the battle. War truck moving forward just to absorb the damage. He's carrying some grots with him. And another decap on the strategic point. Yeah, economically, it's a bit of a shit sandwich for the loyalists, or the non-loyalists. So that's reverse heresy. That's not what we do on this channel. But somehow, somewhere, they managed to chase him down. Suppose they've got enough time to rebuild those models and squad sizes. Now Rhino transport to keep both of those Chaos Space Marine squads on the move. Give the Orks a taste of their own medicine. Be really careful with that big mech knocking around there. He gets a zap on that Chaos Rhino and leaves you stranded in the middle of no man's land when you want to retreat. That'll be sad pandas. So here he comes, going forward a bit. Double Chaos jumping out. Also fighting into the heavy cover as well. No anti-vehicle. Rhino is dead. And here come the Storm Boys as well. Yeah, without that way of escaping. Okay, yeah, the Raps are going to attempt to maybe screen them off, but it seems like they're determined to stand their ground. Good lord. Well, the carpet of dead keeps on building up. Altalon on low health at the moment. And just to go down, but so too is one war truck. One more track even. And how have you managed to do this? Chaos Space Marines. Well, a lot of Orks, now there are a lot of Orks. Suppose you are a bit more durable. Orks want to come in, slap things down as hard as they can, move on to the next fight, whereas Chaos Space Marines could just kind of sit there for a little bit and take more damage than the Orks can. Over here, Storm Boys. They've got their... Have you got a Storm Boy? Have you got a Power Claw on yet? I genuinely can't see. Oh no, yeah, right, you're there, and you do have a Power Claw. So buildings being ripped asunder by hand. Just not his own hand. The Orks are seeming to lack the military capital to keep on pushing on. Not the money to go that way though, unless you're planning to take up into tier 3. Well, you've got your superior economy, and the Storm Boys are still doing their own thing. Gets a decap on the strategic point on the back lines. Now we'll do the same on this unupgraded listing post as well. And there it goes down, one step at a time. Altalon returning the favour. A break it on listing post of Mr. Superman's. Just a beautiful line of death and destruction. Barely gracing the rest of the map. The Chaos don't really have a choice but to come back and respond to these Storm Boys. Go for a replacement Rhino just to keep on top of them. Like Viking Raiders, they just come in, pillage and plunder, for then leaving. They're leaving over these guys. It's quite risky, unless we're just seeing what was coming out of the Chaos side of things. A little bit of scouting, a little bit of reconnoitering, if you will. Oh no! All right, yep, just. Oh, that's mean. That's just very mean. Well, the Hell Talon has killed another listing post. It's been checked away by the war tracks. But I don't think one Hell Talon's got in it just enough to be able to keep the Orks occupied and on the back foot for as long as they want. Orks now getting more and more money as the game goes on. Not spending it. Ah, there we go. They're going to go for a tier 3 Orky Fort HQ. Because what are the Space Marines going for? More Hell Talons. And a flanking force. Ooh, if they can get a couple of war banners down, that'll cause the Orks a bit of an issue. Got to politely ignore these war tracks. They are just about to bring down listing post. There we are. So while they won't be in time to get rid of the Orks taking up into tier 2, at least reduce their effectiveness. Of course, Space Marines attempting to jump in and out to avoid the rockets, but only just basically sacrifice their Chaos Rhino there. We've got some knobs somewhere, wherever you are. Not over here. Oh, right down here, fair enough. Now time up, but without fire support. The bomb chuckers aren't bad, but I don't think the fire infantry when you're attacking a vehicle up on high. There we go. Here comes a return to shirt. Gosh, might potentially be overstaying their welcome. Kind of like what we saw the Orks do earlier on. So we'll be running away. Now got double war trucks. Doing a flanking maneuver. Big Mech comes in for a teleport. Won't go for a decap though, or a recap even. No point really. Not when you know that your full enemy army is on the right hand side, so just come over and see what other production buildings you can crash down on. Orks not having a very pretty economy neither, in the grand scheme. Knobs are relatively cheap for a tier 2 more elite style unit. Well, they can barely keep up with the Chaos Space Marines, so all their damage is really non-committal at the moment. And the Chaos Space Marines just leaving their machine pit and their base to die, really. Do manage to get the squad wipe on the knobs there. Or at least they are about to. There we go, he's been brown breaded. Now in this circumstance I would not recommend any form of base trade, mainly because you've got one production building left. Unless you rebuild one down here, no. That's what I was going to do, I was going to go for base trade. The harm is far too far to walk, so let's just see what we could break. But the Orks have certainly got a lot more defensive capabilities. I've gone for a war boss. Well, aren't you fun? We're under attack. Well, as he waddles over, and the Orks keep on doing their thing. War boss takes it on the chin. Not quite within range. Go on, enjoy yourself. Not every day gets your war boss fight. And they're just going to stand there menacingly. Ooh. There we go. There's the good stuff right there for you. And a powerful gunfight. Fighting juice. Maybe a war as well. And Medrengard says GG. And yeah, I think it was generally just like the economy that let him down towards the mid and late part of that game. Lots of aggression earlier on. Always love to see it. Raptors definitely fine choice, although I think maybe losing so many down here could have been massively avoided. Ideally, you want to be focusing on things where people aren't defending. Over there was quite a good shout. But yeah, the Orks just said, right, okay, well, we're just going to fight you down here for a little while. Wait to maybe get our own production on the go and have our squad caps up and at them, and then just gradually... I mean, those Storm Boys as well, he was much more efficiently jumping over and focusing on the far-flung listening post as well. So there we go, so cheers boys and girls for watching at home, and cheers to player support for sponsoring channel. If you want to support channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also Discord where discuss things happen. Links in the description as always. Man's been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.